Very good evening, dear viewers. This match is between the B teams of Uganda and South Africa, respectively, at the ongoing Ultimate Pool Championships team event. For Uganda, the B team that was chosen is the She Pool Cranes. For the South Africa, it is South Africa's Team A, the team that they called South Africa A. It does have the following players: Thami Jabavu, Leroy, Habat, Pilani, Nkosi Mazambani, and Aiden Joseph. For the Ugandans, it is Rita, Zaimat, Marion, Jacinta, and Rashida. The South Africans have lined up nobody for a substitute. The Ugandans do have Rukia, Amina, and Julie as potential substitutes. If I'm not mistaken, one frame has been played. It has been won by Pila Mazambani, I think, against Jacinta Kajimi. Now we are having 3 frames. That is Leroy versus Zaimat. There's Rita versus Thami, as well as this one that you're watching between Herbert and Anka Sheila. The match shall be won by the first team to 13 frames, but they have to play 25 frames to completion. Once again, apology, this is South Africa 1, not South Africa 2. Herbert playing against Marion. I'll be taking the camera to different tables such that you can watch at least each of the players by the completion of the match. This is Herbert extending the lead of the South Africans to 2. Very clearly he will. Their hypothesis now: South Africa 1-2 and Uganda 2-0. A third frame has been won by Liron against Zaimat. It is now 3-0. Actually could be 4. Sumba mode for the ladies, because they are for the start of action being whitewashed by the men who have won the first 3 frames, now leading by 3-0. We shall take the camera to another table. It is Fami Jabavu versus Rita Nimusima. Other frames are coming up. You're going to be watching perhaps Aiden, maybe versus Zaimat. You're also going to be watching Rashida versus Pila Mazambani. For absence of space, we are going to be watching Jacinta versus Aiden. There is also Rashida versus Pilani and Rita versus Tami. I'll be giving you updates from all the other tables, but for now it is 3-0. The South Africans are leading. And the Ugandans have won 3 matches out of 7 so far, still in some kind of contention for the ladies team to make the top 8, which if they did would be a wonderful achievement. They also have the final of the ladies team event to participate. That is between the 2 teams that come top. That is for who takes the ladies trophy. They will be overwhelming favorites against the Namibian team. This is Aiden breaking against Jacinta. Of course, Aiden will be an overwhelming favorite for victory of this frame. Maybe he will be a favorite for the victory. His team will be favorites for the victory of the match and with some kind of big scoreline. something like 20-5 or so. There was an attempted bet from one of the players in the Ugandan camp, supposedly wanting to bet that the Ugandans will reach 10 frames, and then Pilar said no, it's risky. Jacinta demonstrating that yes, it could be risky. By putting red and combining cue ball to put yellow as well. She gets another ball by Bank. She's playing so well. She's a legendary female shooter in Ugandan pool. One of Uganda's pioneer female shooters. Those of you who are starting to follow pool in the reign of social media, you may not know her so much, but she has been there, done that. She was part of the Ugandan national team from the years 2014 up to present date, though in a few years before, she has been coming short in the selections. This time around, she got the selections right, and she could win one of her most reasonable or memorable frames of her career if she can win against Aiden. However, she has gotten herself snookered. If she doesn't find one of the reds, maybe her attempt could turn futile, not only because of the position of the yellows, but also she's taking on Aiden. She gets to play red. A little bit lucky with the fact that not only has she found the red, that wasn't luck, but the position of the cue ball after her escape from the snooker had a stroke of luck. What can Aiden do? Never in 100 years will he play snooker against a female. I don't think that will happen. He's now wanting to pass yellow in between cushion and red, which he does. Puts the red as well, but will be okay. Gets himself snookered at least partially. Has little sight of one of the yellows, which he'll be playing maybe with defense. I was just saying that never will Aiden snooker a lady. Yes, never will he. The touch of Aiden finally is coming through. Though the lady tried her best, Aiden is a little bit too much for the lady, and the frame is won by the ghosts. We shall now be watching Rashida versus Pilani. It is Rashida winning a frame. She's amongst the top 10 scorers in the competition that has so many dozens of men so far. She has defeated yet another top man. There is one of the best female players in the world. The Ugandans have pulled the frame back. The time for us to watch a little bit of Thami Jabavu. It's Thami versus Rita. It is now 5 frames to 1. South Africa 1 in the lead against the Ugandan She Cranes, as they are called. The South African team are just called the Ghost Nation as a nickname, of course, after one of their players who is nicknamed the Ghost. Thami Jabavu is winning frame number 7. There's another frame now happening between Leroy and Sheila. So Leroy is taking on Zaimat. Thami is more likely than not winning against Rita. They're meaning business. They are not a representative of what should be South Africa 1 so far, because they are being outshined in the competition so far, I would say, by South Africa 3 and 2, but are still in contention. Thami on the verge of sinking the black in to make it 6-1 now. Thami wins, South Africa 1-6 and Uganda 2-1. Up next is Leroy versus Rita. There is also Habat versus Zaimat and Anka versus Thami happening on 2 other tables.
Come on, come on, come on.
That is Tamijabavu defeating Sheila Anka 7-1. The South Africa A team leads against the Ugandan ladies. There is now another frame between Jacinta and Leroy. Jacinta deko wali katini. There isn't enough streaming space where I am. We are instead going to be watching the frame between Sheila and Aiden. Now a would be very critical shot is if Shayla played red into yellow, potted hot yellow in the same shot she snuck as Aiden, it would be just a loss of turn. And yet she would have snookered. She's now playing like she were listening to me and does exactly that. That one could very easily be the winning touch of the lady. Everybody is saying, has been saying amongst the Ugandan ladies that of all the South African players, it's Aiden they really like to beat so much. That is effective from Aiden now, although not intentionally so. He played the black with some kind of spin in the same shot, potting Shayla's red. It is now Aiden's loss of turn, but one shot for Shayla, who will now play snooker. Yes, it is snooker. Aiden now will look for a way to find black off the cushion. His intention is not just to find the black, but to pot it as well. There is the shot. Looks like a foul. Yes, it is a foul. The standard foul. Shayla can have the cue ball anywhere on the bed of the table, but with one visit. The Ugandans have now brought in Rokia. I think in replacement of Jacinta. Shayla will most probably be playing another snooker here. She's one of the most patient players around. She's also a very complete player, one of the most complete ladies on the entire African continent. She's ranked first by the Pole Station of Uganda and Uganda's national black ball champion. Aiden off the cushion finds the black and sinks it in. My goodness, that is the magical touch of Aiden, which he produces so many times. He did as intended to win, most importantly to entertain. It is now 9 frames to 1. South Africa leads. In the meantime, dear viewers, 3 more frames have been won by the South Africans. The score is being improved now to 12 frames to 1. Very despicable, very dominant. They need to win 1 out of 12 for them to win the match. Of course, they will be winning. There is Habat versus Rashida, and then that is very good shooting from Rukia. There's also Tami Jabavu versus Jacinta Kajubi. This one will be something of a shot if Rukia perfects it, because White is not natural for the second yellow. If she puts one to the center pocket, she simply goes for the roll and gives herself a chance to win the frame. If she can perfect the pot of the remaining yellow to the corner pocket closest to the bottom of your screen, if she does, and then the black, it will be the second frame the Ugandans will be winning. But she must first be on target. If she taps, the cue ball is natural for the black, portable to the center pocket top of the screen, goes for the back spin. That is the position of the cue ball. Black portable to the center pocket, and Pila is looking at her with a smile that how can a lady play this good, and she is also smiling at her own effort. That is her versus the black, and the Ugandans win their second frame of the match, 12 frames to 2. Time now for Leroy versus Rashida. Sorry. Omanya abantu ababyagala obbira. Up next will be Rukia versus Aiden. I have to tell you that Aiden gave me a secret that of the frames that the South Africans will be winning in this match. I can count 5 for him. He was sure that no Ugandan lady can win against him. Let us see how he will do against Rukia. Maybe, let me correct the sentence. Let me see how Rukia will be doing against Aiden. South Africa 1-14 and Uganda 2-2. Okay, let us see how Rukia is looking. She's looking like that. She doesn't even want to look at the table. Aiden won't mind. He will be winning, and by break and finish, the frame is won by the ghost. Rukia simply laughs at herself. Doesn't even understand what has really hit her. It is 15 frames, South Africa, and now 2 for Uganda. Up next is going to be Pila Mazambani versus Rita Nimusima. The nod of Rita's head says it all. The smile on Pila's face says it even the more.
Is it the last match? Not we want to know which time last match is at 7:30. After this. So you tell them it's Donati, yes? Bagenda kuweza twagala tuli planning minutes ngolanga kikyali anti yesungwaza
All teams will be having one more match after this one. Tomorrow we shall have some team action. We shall also have some action in the singles. Maybe some of you like singles pool more than team pool, but this tournament has proved a little bit some very good love for team pool amongst the players, amongst the fans at the venue, and yes, the fans online. This is one of Uganda's greatest female players, maybe one of Uganda's greater players, male and female combined, given her achievement. She has been a goddess on the pool tables on the continent since 2000. 2016 up to present date, representing as one of the better players in the country. And yes, for all of those years, one of the best players on the entire African continent. Now needing to put one big shot, one big red, put it with the rail drive against the cushion to the corner pocket, top left of the screen. If she does, cue ball will bounce off the cushion and will be natural for black to the center pocket. There she goes, looks off target. Yes, off target. She did not give it enough time, and Pillar will be smiling at the way he'll be believing that he'll be taking down the frame with relative ease. Pillar likes to play with some kind of arrogance, also some kind of speed. He likes to be elaborative with skill. Just like that, he can mean to be entertaining, especially in a match where he knows that his team has already won. This is the show off from Pila Mazambani, ladies and gentlemen. The red at the corner pocket, the yellow at the corner pocket should be potted first. By potting this first is the arrogance I've been talking to you about. But there is a little bit of effectivity because at least he has gotten to Sonokarita. One more session of the day for all the teams. They are to be involved in one more match, and that will be it, at least for the day. But before then, we shall be watching one more frame, maybe two more after this one. Will Rita be finding red off the cushion? She surely will, but will not be potting. There she does. I'm not even certain how effective that is as a shot. Pillar could attempt to play yellow off black. A little bit risky, but it has paid off. Black will be potted. It will not. The frame is now being won by the South Africans through Pillar Mazambani. Rita is wearing a very, very sad face. There she is. She doesn't want to look there. Laughing at herself. Even the Ugandan tournament director is laughing at his players. He says the men were not easy, but in a very comic way. Maybe we shall watch the last shots of the frame between Leroy and Rashida. Then we prepare for the next session in about 30 minutes time. It is 18 frames to 4. That means the match is not yet done. We shall be watching last the frame between Thami Jabavu and Rukia Naiga, and that will be it for this match. There's another frame that is starting between Aiden and Rita. We can only watch one. You can advise me in the comment section. Thami versus Rukia, Aiden versus Rita. Which one do you want to watch? Pila Mazambani has been defeated by Anka Sheila. The score should now be 18 frames to 5. The Ugandans have at least pulled 5 frames. That is why Aiden is perhaps the more magical player in the African continent. Forget that he's playing against a lady, but he played off cushion, hitting cue ball off yellow, yellow into yellow, 1 yellow off the cushion and to a corresponding center pocket. That was quite magical from the Ghost. Even against ladies, you get to see what is the best of Aiden. And look how disappointed Rita is. Aiden will not mind. He'll be potting and cue ball will bounce off 2 cushions to end the match. I was about to say in style. Style could come through still. You'd fancy him to pot black off the cushion. There is cue ball off cushion. Finds black and sinks it in. And Rita congratulates him. That is it. The match has ended in favor of the South Africans by 20 frames to 5.